So with Boruto chapter 74 dropping, we finally got to see Ada and Daemon join the Leaf Village, with them meeting Boruto and Kawaki for the very first time. Ada, Daemon, and Amato have arrived into the Leaf, where Ada and Daemon fly into the house that they were presiding in. For an introduction, Daemon does beat down Boruto and Kawaki pretty easily, with him catching Kawaki's rods and speed blitzing him while he slams Boruto into the ground. And even though Boruto and Kawaki weren't base, the fact that Daemon beat them up pretty quickly, I doubt that even at their strongest that they would have a chance against Daemon. Chapter 74 was another pretty slow chapter, like how last month's chapter was, but with Ada and Daemon finally arriving into the Leaf. And we did get some more information about the cyborg siblings' abilities. The chapter opens up with Ada, Daemon, and Amato hopping off the train to arrive into Konoha, where they meet Shikamaru, Sai, and the Anbu squad. Immediately, everyone is lusting over Ada due to her love ability, where she begins to fly to the location where Boruto and Kawaki are at. Amato tells Shikamaru that flying is not an uncommon feat for Ada to do, as he says that flying is a normal ability for the Otsutsuki. Eventually, Boruto and Kawaki will be able to fly, which I did mention in past videos now that the two of them are Otsutsuki. However, what caught my eye in this chapter is how Amato immediately referenced the Otsutsuki when talking about Ada's ability to fly. Ada and Daemon have some of the most broken and overpowered abilities in the entire series, and even though Amato was the one who designed the cyborg siblings, I'm getting closer to believing that Ada and Daemon are actually Otsutsuki that were converted into cyborgs. Back in Boruto chapter 36, when Jigen absorbed chakra from the Ten Tails, we did see the Otsutsuki monuments containing pairs of Otsutsuki. On the left side was Momoshiki and Kinshiki, in the middle was Ishiki and Kaguya, and on the right side the two stone tablets were scratched out. Many fans, including me, have theorized that the two missing Otsutsuki were Ada and Daemon, and while the story hasn't addressed these two missing Otsutsuki yet, it would be a good reason on why Ada and Daemon are so overpowered to begin with. As well as the fact that their outfits contain planets on them, I think it would be pretty plausible that these two would be the two missing Otsutsuki on the stone wall. As Ada arrives in the house to meet Boruto and Kawaki, the rest of Team 7 and Team 10 see Ada fly in and look her straight in the eyes. Immediately, Chocho and Inojin are in love with Ada, with Mitsuki blushing as well. Sarada and Shikadai aren't affected, and this right here could be a counter for Ada's Riz ability. While reading this chapter, I noticed that every time somebody locks eyes with Ada, they immediately become infatuated, or start feeling some type of strong emotion. When Ada pulled up into the crib, Inojin, Chocho, and Mitsuki immediately become infatuated since they looked straight into Ada's eyes. Shikadai couldn't get a clear look at Ada's face, which explains why he wasn't infatuated. And unlike Shikadai, Sarada did get a clear look at Ada's face and made eye contact with her. But unlike Chocho and Inojin, she was not infatuated, which could mean that Sarada may have some genetic advantage that could resist Ada's Riz ability. I mean, she's Uchiha after all, so I do imagine that her Uchiha genetics were kicking in, so she doesn't fall in love like everyone else. With Mitsuki falling in love with Ada, this does debunk the whole Mitsuki has Otsutsuki DNA theory. This confirms that he is not Otsutsuki, since only the Otsutsuki can counter Ada's love ability. I wasn't really on board with this theory, but I wanted to mention this theory about Mitsuki since it's been talked about in the fandom for so many years. Anyways, Ada arrives in the crib where Konohamaru immediately faints upon seeing Ada for the first time. Every person will be affected differently by Ada's Riz, so while I'm not surprised to see Konohamaru down bad like this, it was funny to see Konohamaru faint, which did show some good humor in this chapter. As Ada walked down the stairs, Daemon does jump onto Boruto's back, where he introduces himself to the brothers. He does refer to Boruto and Kawaki as Otsutsuki, as he understands that the two of them are capable of killing Ada, so he beats the dog shit out of the two. Kawaki tries rushing in to attack Daemon with a claw, but gets blown back by Daemon's reflector ability. What I noticed in this chapter is that unlike Ada, Daemon does have the power to turn off his reflection ability, as when Kawaki shoots out chakra rods, he catches them with ease. He even tells Kawaki beforehand that he will use no more cheap tricks, where he then teleports behind Kawaki's back and then one-shots him. I've mentioned in the past that I do think that Daemon has some sort of teleportation ability, as every time he disappears in battle, Ikimoto doesn't portray Daemon as he's moving but instantly behind his opponent, as he's displayed this many times in the story. In Greek mythology, daemons are known as protectors of gods and have the ability to teleport between the human world and the land of gods. They're also referred to as knights by their gods, as when Daemon was introduced in Boruto chapter 59, Ada referred to Daemon as his knight, where the chapter that he was introduced in was titled as Knight as well. So I think that Kishimoto is referencing Greek mythology here with Daemon's character, as Daemons are protector of gods, with Daemon being the knight for Ada. So whatever Ada does, Daemon will follow. If Ada doesn't like something, Daemon will do something about it. If Ada is unhappy, so is Daemon. Whatever she does, he will follow. That's why when Ada comes into the house, Daemon sets a tone to make sure Boruto or Kawaki does not do anything rash when meeting Ada for the very first time. Anyways, Boruto and Kawaki wake up after their ass beating, where the chapter ends off off with Amato beginning to spill the tea. I wish Amato started talking about the information that he had in this chapter to leave off on a good cliffhanger, but this does get me pretty excited for the next Boruto chapter. Overall, this chapter, like the last one, was pretty slow paced, as I expect Amato to reveal everything in this next chapter. My expectations are pretty high, as Amato is going to drop the bomb on hopefully more information on the Otsutsuki clan and his overall plan. Overall, this chapter was okay. I didn't think it was groundbreaking, but the plot is set up for some exciting things to happen in the next chapter. The art overall as well in this chapter was solid from Ikimoto, as he did get some pretty good facial expressions from Daemon when he was introduced, and of course when Konohamaru fainted, I found his facial expression pretty funny, and he did depict on how everyone was infatuated by Ada as well. It was also pretty good. So let me know what you think about this chapter in the comment section below. How did you feel about Boruto chapter 74? For me, I thought it was an okay chapter, but I want to know how you guys feel about this chapter. I'm pretty excited for Boruto chapter 75 with Amato beginning to spill all the information that he has. What is his true plan? And tell me, what are your predictions for Boruto chapter 75? What do you think Amato will talk about in the next chapter? I personally think that he will reveal more information about the Otsutsuki, and I think that Ada and Daemon will be revealed as the two missing Otsutsuki on the stone tablet wall in the Otsutsuki dimension. So overall, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.